shop looks absolutely amazing. So listen, we're going to have a good look around. See what, have you loads of bargains?
Tons of bargains.
And
loads more on the way in.
And then sure, if there's any prices I need to know,
Yourself.
And then anybody else that's maybe watching this on the replay, I'll get them to put all their questions in the comments and you can answer them all.
Yep.
Okay. Well, as you walk into the shop, all along your right hand side is going to be all your silk plants. Now the great thing about these plants, remember that everything can be broken up into smaller stems. So even if you need to add wires onto them, like to make them a little bit longer, you can use your 20 gauge wires and maybe even two 20 gauge wires together using your gutter tape. And I'll show you where he has all them items in stock. Now to be honest, there probably isn't the time to go through every little bunch there, but like there's a fabulous selection there. So anybody that maybe makes artificial baskets, these would be ideal. There's a great selection of like silks and kind of like dried kind of fillers, which I'll show you on the opposite side of the shop. He has a huge range of dry foam in all different types of containers, and there's also selections of baskets here as well. So as I move around the shop, I'll show you all the items. Everything is marked, the price is on the shelf, and you know me, haven't got the glasses, so I'm not even going to start quoting prices. But if there's anything that you see, like imagine these, like say for even Christmas, like mixing in with your designs, or even if you're a bit like Deirdre, sticking her artificial flowers down into the ground, pretending that she's grown fresh plants. Aren't they very vintage looking? They would be great for autumnal wreaths, absolutely beautiful, and nice little small ones. So there's a fabulous range of silk flowers, and I know we get lots of requests about the sunflowers. There's a huge range of the sunflowers. I think these are actually the same ones, but there's bigger ones as I move around the shop.
And Jeanette, those bunches of sunflowers, I think they're $1.90.
$1.90. They are a bargain, and that includes the VAT as well. So that works out really, really cheap. And remember, Charlie will ship the stuff all over Ireland and also to the UK. So again, if you have any questions about shipping or pricing, address them all to Evergreen Silk Plants in care of Charlie or Paula. She's good at answering the emails as well. Now, I've done plenty of videos with you about making your own straw wreaths, but why would you be bothered? Look at the size of these rings. Like, sure, I can nearly get around me here, a bit hula hooping. $7.90, and again, that's including the VAT, and he has them in smaller sizes. But you could use any of the silk flowers that I'll be showing you throughout this morning's video, and they can all be glued direct onto that base. And it's an amazing range of foliages as well, but also garlands. Like even here on the counter here, to see these autumnal garlands, and again they could all be glued on. And look at these berries, like they are so realistic looking. I'm going to be mentioning autumn, Halloween, Christmas all the time, but aren't they fabulous for Christmas? And remember, they can all be broken up. This colour is like a kind of a minky colour, but again there's like 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 5 like separate little stems there, and again using your 20
Show
gauge
me now,
wires.
tell you what price they are.
Okay, using your 20 gauge wires, 2 together.
$2.90.
$2.90, and you have 5 little pieces there. And again, remember, all the prices are including the VAT, and again they can be shipped Ireland or the UK. Now, definitely huge selection of autumnal stuff. So again, them straw rings I showed you earlier on, wouldn't they be amazing? Like break it up, you have 3 great sprigs there, and again glue direct onto the straw ring. And look at these apples. So they're kind of like made on an aero board base. So what Charlie has is the artificial stems. So these are the stems that you can actually head up, like say for placing a stem on any of the heads, which I'll show you later on. And the end of them are spiky, and they will just stick up into the aeroboard apple, and then you'll be able to insert it into the straw ring. And what I'd recommend, put a little bit of glue on the end of the stem before you insert it into the straw. That will secure it. And also to make that a little bit more secure, put a tiny little blob of glue. You can get the glue either in a tube, it has it here for sale, or again if you have a glue gun and use floral glue, dab a glue on the top there, stick it up, it literally just stick up into the aeroboard base, and again that will make it nice and secure. But again, for Halloween, look at the little baby pumpkins. And we were arguing earlier on, we were calling these cherries and berries, but they're actually little mini apples. Now again, there's a little bunch of them there. They're on a very fragile stem, but using either a single 20 gauge wire, or if you're placing 2 or 3 of them together, use 2 20 gauge wires together and you're going to take, they would be ideal. I know one of our students in, can't remember what county, County Clare, is it? Moss and mushrooms. Every time I see mushrooms, I always think of Lisa. So she uses mushrooms and everything, but aren't they beautiful as well? And again, they would do all year round, not necessarily kind of Christmas stuff or Halloween. individual leaves. So again, I know I've used something similar before and I've glued the individual leaves, but I think this will be easier and it would look a little bit more loose and flowy instead of using the individuals. But to mix them, do you see, just for the shades, that would be gorgeous. And again, tiny little berries, aren't they beautiful? So the colors are amazing here. So just kind of like mixing them down there with our pumpkins, with our leaves, you know, that way. And my arms are full now. Fab selection of fabric ribbons. And only the other day, if anybody watched us the other night when we were going to the ball, I was actually looking for black ribbon to make my corsage on. And our mum is with us today, Kay herself, and we spotted a roll of black fabric ribbon. Something I definitely would recommend to buy. It'll last you probably for years. We used to have one, but obviously ran out of it at some stage. Again, if you're ever asked to do something for a commemoration, black always comes into it. But even for funerals or that, if you're maybe asked to. So again, for Halloween, it has it in the vibrant orange, $3.27, again including the VAT, 50 yards, could be 50 meters, you know me, an arm stretch. But again, for making your bows, you know what I mean, this would be ideal. So there's like your collar bow, and again you can do your double collar bow. And anybody that's unsure about bows, go to the blog on our website, because we actually have lots and lots of videos showing you how to make all the different bows. And if I had wires beside me here, all I'd have to do is catch a wire around the centre of that, cut off the wire, glue it onto my straw base, or again leave the wire on it, stick the wire down through the straw base and hook it underneath. So again, as it gets near Halloween, you won't be able to get orange. It's the same around Christmas time. You won't be able to get the reds, you won't be able to get the tartans. So start stocking up on all these colours. He's a fabulous wine burgundy shade, and I always find around Christmas time that always looks really luxurious and very looks expensive, but it's not. It's $3.27, so it's for nothing. That's very reasonable. You could also, traffic is quite busy on this road, you could also pleat that up, you could, and you could use the waterproof ribbon underneath and gather the two of them together, you know, using your stapler. And again, for going around table arrangements, and the paper ribbon underneath will just make your fabric waterproof, so when you're watering the oasis, it's not going to get damaged. So great selection of ribbons. So the last in this autumnal section here is the sunflowers. Isn't that amazing?
The height
a great headpiece there, nearly the same height as me, yeah. And I have the high heels on today. But you know, I love this colour. It's kind of like a vintagey looking colour, sunflower, very classy looking. And again, like very soon we're going to be doing the pumpkin arrangements. We'll be popping down to Ballymad Farm like we did last year. And again, these would be amazing, you know, that way in your pumpkin arrangements, but maybe mix. I'm just going to grab one of them stems there. Again, mixed in with some of your autumnal materials, you know, that way you could make some fabulous arrangements. And remember, Ballymad Farm has the pumpkins in lots of colours, like not just the orangey colour. They have the green ones, they have the white ones. Last year they had the bluey coloured ones. And as far as I know, they have lots of new ones this year. So anyway, that'll be another day. That's another trip.